So some of you are going to hate this news. Others are going to like this news. But no matter what side you're on, there's absolutely nothing you can do to change the outcome except subscribe to the channel. So BC is now cracking down on short-term rentals with increased fines and new enforcement. So getting right into this news. The BC government has introduced new legislation to regulate the rapidly expanding short-term rental market in an attempt to return homes to the long-term rental market. Basically, they want to restrict Airbnbs so there's more homes entering the rental side of things. The laws are being put in place to crack down on a massive increase in vacation rentals by owners. This may include rental listings on online platforms such as Airbnb, Vrbo, Expedia, and Flipkey. Under the new rules, when passed, British Columbians will legally only be able to rent out a primary residence and one more additional secondary suite as a short-term rental. So this article is kind of vague, but how I'm understanding this so far is you can only Airbnb a unit that is located on your primary residence. So maybe you have 3 properties on that primary residence. You can only Airbnb the one you live in and one additional one, is how I'm understanding this article so far. However, more than a dozen resort municipalities, mountain resort areas, electoral areas, including the Gulf Islands, and most municipalities with a population under 10,000 people will initially be exempt from a principal residence requirement, but can opt in if the local government decides to. So basically, small resort towns, you can still own multiple Airbnb units if the municipality allows it. The new rules passed first reading in the BC legislature Monday, and including increased fines for hosts breaking local municipal bylaws to $3,000 per infraction per day, up from $1,000. All short-term rental platforms will also be required to share data with municipalities to improve local enforcement, although no private information about hosts will be released publicly. In addition, all short-term rental platforms will have to include the business licenses and registration numbers of listings where they are required by a local government and must remove listings without those requirements quickly. Now, I heard they tried rolling something similar out in New York City, and then a bunch of people who had Airbnbs just moved all of their Airbnb listings to Craigslist and stuff like that. And I'm sure that could work, but I just don't think it's a very good alternative solution for Airbnb owners. And I don't think it's as scalable because it's just not as safe and trusted as an app like Airbnb. The user interface sucks and the infrastructure really isn't there to make it a scalable business. So although, yeah, you probably could do that, I don't see the bulk of people going that route and doing that. So if they do plan on rolling this out, the way it sounds like they plan on rolling it out, it could have a massive impact on the market because apparently, according to the province, there are around 28,000 daily active short-term rental listings in BC, which is an increase of 20% from a year ago. The data indicates that more than 16,000 entire homes are being listed as short-term rentals for the majority of the calendar year, according to provincial officials. And according to the province, about 40 to 50% of listings are non-compliant. So if we do some quick math here, there's 28,000 total listings, but only 16,000 are being listed for most of the calendar year. So let's just assume that additional 12,000 are only Airbnb-ing their homes when they go on summer vacation or something like that. But 16,000 are exclusively being used as rental properties for Airbnb, and 40 to 50% of the 16,000 are non-compliant, which means we could potentially have 8,000 either new rental listings or homes for sale after this law gets rolled out. So unless I'm missing something here, and maybe I am, so if I am, feel free to let me know in the comments. But it sounds like we're gonna have a bunch of new rental inventory being added to the rental market once this gets rolled out, because if you have 15 Airbnb units and now you can only have one, what are you gonna do with the other 14? Well, you're gonna rent them out, or you're going to sell them, most likely. Or they could just sit vacant and you could, hemorrhage money, but I don't think people are going to do that. Or you could try to plead the case that you live in all 15 of them because the legal definition of primary residence is quite vague. It just says that you have to ordinarily inhabit the residence. So if you can somehow build the case that you ordinarily inhabit all 15 residences, then maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen. So that's going to be a lot of rental inventory entering the rental market and quite possibly a lot of inventory entering the resale market. So as I was saying, unless I'm missing something here, this sounds like that this could have the potential to push down prices and push down rental rates. Now, with the rental rate side of thing, I think any pressure on rental rates will be short-lived. So even if rents do come down, I think there's so many people moving here that they'll eventually stabilize and possibly continue on their upward trajectory. But in the short term, this could definitely push rental rates down and prices down. That's my best guess. That's what I have for you guys. So my condolences to all the people that have multiple Airbnbs, and my condolences to all the people who run Airbnb management businesses. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm that Agent Kelly. I'm making moves to move you. Peace.